Hello, my dear student. Welcome to this session. Today I will teach you next part of the chapter and main important part of the cell, that is nucleus. In your earlier standard, you have learned about nucleus. The first of all, nucleus was described by Robert Brown. Later, the material known as nucleus, it was stained by the basic dyes and was given the name chromatin by Fleming. Now, mainly the nucleus, which is observable, single nucleus is found in each and every cell, and the interphase nucleus of cell, when it is not dividing, that means interphase nucleus, it has highly extended fiber like structures known as chromatin material. And later on, when the cell gets dividing, then this chromatin material, it is changed to chromosomes. Now, in the center region, inside the nucleus, a round spherical body which is known as nucleolus, that is present. Sometimes more than one nucleolus they are present, they are known as nucleoli. The nucleus is surrounded by two layers, outer membrane and inner membrane, and between them a space is present which is known as perinuclear space. The outer membrane usually remains continuous with endoplasmic reticulum, which have ribosomes on their outer surface. And at the number of places, this nuclear envelope is interrupted by minute pores. They are known as nuclear pores. These nuclear pores are passage through which the movement of RNA, protein and other molecule it takes place. The cytoplasm of nucleus is known as nucleoplasm. It is also known as nuclear matrix. Mostly every cell contains its nucleus, but some of the exceptional examples are also there, like in RBCs, nucleus is absent. Even in sieve tubes, particularly in plant tissue, sieve tubes, they also lack nucleus. Interphase nucleus, and here we will see all the structures. This diagram is very easy to draw, so please draw this diagram in your classwork. Nucleus contains two layers, outer membrane and inner membrane. The space which is present between these two membranes, that is known as perinuclear space. Then here attached to the outer surface is rough endoplasmic reticulum, which is having ribosomes on their surface. Then if we see the cytoplasm of nucleus in the centermost region, this is known as nucleoplasm. Then one round structure is present inside the nucleus, which is known as nucleolus. Then many thread like structures which are found in the network pattern, they are known as chromatin network or chromatin material. So, this type of nucleus we can observe at interphase. So, students, we have learned earlier that nucleus contains a network known as chromatin material. So, when we see the interphase nucleus, it has a loose and indistinct network of this nucleoprotein fibers known as chromatin. Why they are nucleoprotein fibers? Because they are made up of two things, nucleic acid and protein. Nucleic acid here is deoxyribonucleic acid, which is also known as DNA, and protein. Protein, they are of two types, histone proteins and non-histone proteins. But during different stages of cell division, the cells show structures like chromosomes in place of nucleus. This thing we will learn in later chapter, in cell division chapter, chapter number 10. So, it will be more clear to you. Chromatin contains DNA and some basic proteins called histone proteins, as I have said to you, some non-histone proteins and also RNA. So, these things they form the structure of chromosome. Now, let us see the detailed structure of chromosome. Each and every chromosome, it has a primary constriction more commonly we remember it as centromere. It is a more common word, on the sides of which the disc shaped structure which make it a packing just covering the centromere, that is known as kinetochore. So these two terms are important to learn. Based on position of this centromere, the chromosomes may be classified into four types. First is metacentric chromosome, second submetacentric, third acrocentric, and lastly telocentric. If we describe metacentric chromosome, they has middle centromere forming two equal arms of chromosome. Submetacentric chromosome has centromere nearer to one of the end, which result into one shorter arm and one longer arm. In acrocentric chromosome, the centromere is situated just close to one of the end, so extremely short arm and very long arm are formed. Whereas lastly, telocentric chromosome has a terminal centromere. So at one side only the arm that is present. So in next slide I will show how the structure that is formed and how it looks like. This is showing the diagram of chromosome. Now here this chromosome is very much similar to metacentric chromosome. Here I am showing one of the chromatid, and just nearby to it another sister chromatid is present. If we see in the center, the centromere is located, and this centromere portion, it is covered by or it is packed by a disc like structure known as kinetochore. So this portion is showing chromatid, and here two sister chromatids are present. So this diagram is not easy to draw. Make this diagram simplify and also draw these four types of chromosomes. Here all the four types they are shown. Last one is showing acrocentric chromosome because it is showing a satellite. Satellite is a special structure which is found at the special type of chromosomes. Otherwise all the three types, metacentric, submetacentric and acrocentric, as well as lastly telocentric chromosomes, they are shown. The short arms, the long arms, the centromere portion, everything that is shown here in this diagram. Now this particular picture, it is not compulsory for our syllabus but only informative. Here I am going to tell you about the karyotype of chromosome of a normal human male. Here if you are able to see all the different size and shape of chromosome, actually we all know that humans they have 23 pair of chromosome, and all these 23 pairs in a sequence wise in a karyotype formation they are displayed on the screen. So here you just see how they are categorized into A, B, C, D, E, F, G and last category H category. So last chromosome they are showing sex chromosome. So here today we'll end our session. Even we are ending our chapter. This topic is important to learn about the nucleus. Even it will be helpful further. This chapter will be informative for further particularly in heredity and genetics chapters. So do revise it, and we'll soon meet with the next chapter. Till then, goodbye, take care.